How does standardized testing bias affect Latino bilingual students? Have you ever wondered how standardized testing impacts Latino bilingual students? It's a topic that deserves attention. Standardized testing bias can create obstacles that do not truly reflect the abilities of these students. Often, these tests are designed with the experiences of native English-speaking students in mind, which can put bilingual students at a disadvantage. One major issue is the cultural and linguistic mismatch. Standardized tests usually focus on knowledge and skills in English, aligning with mainstream United States norms. For Latino bilingual students, who may speak Spanish as their first language and are still learning English, this creates challenges. The tests do not consider their bilingualism or cultural context. As a result, lower test scores may reflect language barriers rather than actual academic competence. Another important point is test bias and differential item functioning. Research indicates that some test items work differently for Latino bilingual students based on their specific Spanish dialect and cultural background. For instance, children from Mexican, Cuban, and Puerto Rican backgrounds may interpret English test items differently due to their unique language experiences. This means students with similar abilities can score differently, not because of knowledge gaps, but due to cultural differences. The impact of these biases extends to educational opportunities. Standardized test scores often influence decisions about student placement, funding, and access to advanced programs. Latino bilingual students may face negative consequences, such as being placed in special education or remedial classes, which may not suit their actual educational needs. Additionally, schools with higher populations of Latino bilingual students may receive less funding if their test scores are lower, limiting resources and opportunities. Standardized tests also ignore the social and learning context of students. They typically measure performance at a single point in time without considering the ongoing process of language acquisition. Latino bilingual students learn in environments shaped by their bilingual and bicultural experiences, which these tests fail to capture. This leads to an incomplete picture of their abilities. Furthermore, the consequences for bilingual education programs can be significant. Because standardized tests do not reflect the strengths of bilingual students, they can undermine programs aimed at developing proficiency in both English and Spanish. When test results are used to evaluate these programs, the bias can lead to reduced support or funding, despite evidence showing that bilingual education benefits students academically and cognitively. To address these issues, we can take practical steps. Developing assessments that are linguistically and culturally responsive to bilingual students is essential. Incorporating multiple measures of student learning, such as portfolios and teacher assessments, can provide a more accurate picture of student abilities. Additionally, providing targeted support for bilingual students can help improve their English proficiency and academic skills. Training educators to understand the limitations of standardized tests is also crucial for advocating fairer evaluation methods. In summary, standardized testing bias affects Latino bilingual students by misrepresenting their academic abilities due to cultural and linguistic differences. This misrepresentation limits their educational opportunities and the support for bilingual education programs designed to meet their needs. Addressing this bias is vital for creating equitable educational environments for Latino bilingual students in America.